All right, joining us now, former gubernatorial candidate for Arizona, Kari Lake, who's also the author of a brand new book called Unafraid, Just Getting Started. Kari, welcome in. Good to see you.
Nice to be here today.
Let's get your
Thanks for having
reaction.
me.
Always, thank you. Let's get your reaction to this, cocaine at the White House story. We saw Hunter Biden at the White House taking in fireworks last night. But the report of what was discovered, found, as James Rosen was just talking about, in the West Wing, in a baggie, fingerprints probably could be obtained. Do you think we'll ever find out whose it was? And can you imagine if this was actually a Republican administration?
Oh, man. I mean, well, you know what? I'm not an investigator. I don't have police experience, but I have common sense. I'd start by asking a few questions of Hunter Biden. That's where I'd start if I were the police. He's been around the White House quite a bit. There he is. You see him there on the balcony watching the fireworks. We know his history. We know all about his disturbing laptop showing just a ton of drug use, among other depraved activities. So that's where I'd start if I were the police, and I'm sure they're already thinking that. The question is, can they? Are they able to? It's so corrupt in that White House that, and the Department of Justice and the government's been, protecting Joe Biden and his son and all the criminals around them, that I don't know if they'll ever truly solve this big problem that they have. But what a terrible, sad day for the history of our country. You think of all of the moments that have transpired over the history of our great nation at the White House, and then you see how this has set us back. The Bidens have been such a debacle. And, just was it a few weeks ago, they had the big transgender party at the White House, and one of the transgender folks was showing off their, took their shirt off and showed off their fake breasts. It's unbelievable what is going on in this White House, and it is an insult to every American out there.
Let's talk a little bit about what Congress is doing. The GOP obviously investigating the business dealings. The IRS whistleblowers have come forward to allege DOJ interference in their 5-year-long investigation. And now today, I'd like to get your reaction, because we've learned that former Republican Representative Denver Riggleman of Virginia, according to CBS, has been working with Hunter's legal team, assisting them with data analysis. He was also advisor to the January 6th committee. We know Hunter has a tax plea deal set to be approved July 26, but it signals here with Riggleman meeting with lawyers from Hunter's team Monday in D.C., also at the White House last night, that they could be concerned about the investigations ahead.
Well, I think they should be. You're talking about the Bidens. They should be concerned about the investigations ahead. I mean, some of our Republican congressmen and women have been doing a great job digging into what has been going on, what's been transpiring with the Biden family. I call it the Biden crime family because it truly is a crime family. The payouts that they've been given by our enemies, between the CCP, the communist regime in China, through Burisma and all kinds of companies and government officials in Ukraine. And now all of a sudden we're pushing for a war and sending hundreds of billions of dollars over. This stinks to high heaven. There's a ton of evidence out there. And now we see the Republicans in Congress starting to dig around. I think the Bidens should be scared to death.
Well,
they should be frightened about what's happening.
The James Comer, other committees obviously looking for financial records and more of the alleged influence peddling there. So they will continue on with a Republican, again, as we just said, mentioned it, will be working with Hunter Biden's legal team. Let's talk about Arizona for a moment, because the Democratic Attorney General there, Chris Mays, is making some headlines. Kari, she says she won't enforce the state's abortion laws. She will not prosecute doctors for violating a 15-week abortion ban, and saying resources shouldn't be spent on trying to put doctors in jail. She's also doing this in tandem with, Governor Katie Hobbs last week, who stripped county prosecutors of their ability to bring forward charges in an executive order. Hobbs just did that. So what do you think? Is that what people in your state want?
Well, they want an AG who's going to uphold the law. They want a governor who's going to uphold the law, and that's not what we're getting right now. And if they're willing to set aside one law, that means they're going to set aside others. This doesn't surprise me. We've seen these Soros DAs across the country who look the other way when hardened criminals commit violent crimes, and they just say, well, we're not going to prosecute, we're going to let them out. This is how the Democrat Party is operating right now. It's a lawless party. They pick and choose what laws they want. They pick and choose who they're going to target and go after. And this is just what we've been seeing from the White House on down. Look at how the DOJ is operating right now, going after political opponents, but yet not going after true criminals and crimes that are right there in their face, ignoring whistleblowers who happen to have evidence on the Democrats, but then again, turning and twisting things and going after people like Donald Trump. Well, this is what we get with the modern day Democrat right now.
Just about out of time, but I do want to ask you about two things here. You have a new book, Unafraid, Just Getting Started. And I want to know, does that mean you will be running for Senate?
Well, initially I was going to just title it Unafraid, and then people started asking me, and a lot of people on the left and in the Uniparty started worrying that I would not walk away from politics. And so just to give them a little bit of a chill up their spine, I decided to do a subtitle called Just Getting Started. So yes, I'm just getting started. I am seriously contemplating a run, possibly for Senate. I may have to do it. We'll see what happens. We have to have people in these offices that are truly representing the good people of Arizona. Right now, Arizona is not getting good representation in Senate right now with people like Kirsten Sinema there and Mark Kelly.
All right, Kari Lake, seriously considering that. So thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Good to see you.
Thank you.